Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, and you? How was your weekend?
It was great, actually. How about yours?
Fine. Well, basically, I just stay at home and try to rest a little bit. So it was nice.
Did you sleep enough?
Yeah,
That's
I have to.
great.
Yeah,
I know you like, I mean, all of you like sleep. So
yeah.
if you could sleep, I mean, that's great. Good for you. Good for you. And what are your plans for Wednesday? Remember that Wednesday is a special day.
Yeah, Wednesday it's Mother's Day. So I think we are going to prepare some special lunch for mom. So we're
Yes.
still planning with my sister.
But that's great. Excellent. Very good. Very good. And I have Robert here. Hello, Robert. How are you?
No, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. How was your weekend?
Nothing, just chilling.
Could you sleep?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Very good. All right. Let's see. Who else? Who else? Rodrigo, how are you? Hello? Okay, I cannot hear you. All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm happy to see you here. Welcome to the class. Thank you so much for being on time. And I hope you had a great weekend. Today, we are going to start unit number 2. So we got a lot of things to do today. And I hope all of you are ready to participate. Just a reminder, everybody, remember to work on the platform. I've been taking your advance, so I can see not everybody is like working on the platform. Okay, so be careful because remember that that's an obligation. You have to finish the platform by the end of the course. So please try to advance. All right. Also, remember during the exercises, you will find some exercises where you have to write the answer, you have to type. So those exercises, it's very important that you be careful with the punctuation. In the instructions, please always read the instructions carefully. Remember, in those type of exercise, it's necessary that you write capital letter at the beginning of the sentences, and you have to add the last point by the end of each sentences. If you don't do that, the answer will be considered incorrect. Okay, so that's why when it is the typing exercises, be careful with that. Okay, now another reminder, please everybody don't forget to write full names on your profiles here on Zoom, because when I check attendance, I need to see the full names, okay? So don't forget to switch your full names here on profiles, because remember, if I have more than one person with the same name, I won't be able to check attendance. If I don't know your last name, I won't be able to check attendance, okay? Be careful. So don't forget to switch your name. The ones that already did, thank you. Now we are going to start. Let me share the presentation. Can everybody see the presentation?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, today, as I said, we are starting unit number 2. Today is May 8th. I have two news to give you. The first one is, remember that on Wednesday, it's Mother's Day. So that day is off. We're not going to have classes that day, okay? May 10th. We're not going to have classes. So that day is special. I hope you can celebrate it with a person that is important for you. So no classes. Now, we are going to have the first speaking evaluation about the unit number 1, okay? What is going to be, or how are you going to do it? Listen, the idea is to answer a question using the topics that we studied during the last week. So what I want you to do is, I want you to record yourself, okay? You have to record an audio. And what I need is that you describe your city, okay? So tell me the positive and the negative aspects, everything. But the idea is to use the words or the phrases that we learned. You can use to plus the adjective, too much, too many, enough, not enough, as plus the adjective as many as much as. Okay? You have to describe it using those phrases. So if you say, for example, my city is beautiful, my city is bigger than the other city, my city has a beautiful school, and so on and so on, but you are not using these phrases, you are not going to get the point. Okay? So the idea is to use these phrases. If you don't use them, you're not going to get the point. When you are describing your city, I also want you to include the things you wish were different. Of course, talking about your city. So, yeah, my city is da 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 da. But I wish, I don't know, it were bigger, for example. I wish the weather weren't too hot. Okay, I need you to tell me what things in your city you wish were different. Of course, the idea is that you use the structure wish. If you say, yeah, I would like my city, da, 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 and I would like my city, you are not using the structure wish. So you are not going to get a point, okay? The idea is to use the topics that we studied in the class. Now the audio must last, look, 5 minutes. No more, nor less. 5 minutes, okay? The due date, listen, I'm going to give you a lot of time, okay? I'm going to give you today, tomorrow, and you will have, because Wednesday is off, you will have until Wednesday, look, at 11 a.m., okay? So try to send it on time, because in the afternoon, I'm going to check all the audios. So send it on time. If you send it like on Wednesday at night, so you are not going to get the points, okay? So you are going to get less points. Now, the aspects that I'm going to evaluate, oh, but well, is it clear what I need in this audio? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there any question about it? No, is it clear? Okay.
Teacher, I have a question.
Mhm.
I'm not sure where I have to send this audio in the platform or
Oh, this
where.
is on WhatsApp. You can send it on WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Just be careful to say your full name. And if you don't say your names, I'm not going to be able to know the owner of the audio. Okay. Try to send everybody the audio on WhatsApp's group. If you send it individually, For me, it's going to be difficult to find the audio because I have a lot of messages all the time. So, but if you put the audio on WhatsApp's group, it is easy because I will have all the audios in the same place. Okay? So send it on WhatsApp's group. I will be checking all the audios. And listen, we are a team. I don't want everybody being listening to the audios of your classmates. No, that's not your job. That's mine. You just have to send the audio and that's it. Okay? The aspects that I'm going to evaluate are the following. I'm going to evaluate mastering. That means how much you know the topics, if you are able to use these phrases correctly, or if you are just putting them. Sometimes we just add, yeah, to. We are not using them correctly, right? Or enough. If we don't use it correctly, that means that it's not mastery. I'm going to evaluate fluency. Remember, fluency is not speaking very fast. Sometimes you just speak so fast that I'm not going to be able to understand what you're talking about. Fluency is to talk in a fast or a speech that I'm going to be able to understand. Fluency means not hesitation, like and we don't know what to say, or long pauses. Okay, so I'm going to evaluate fluency. Grammar, of course, if you are going to use third person or not, be careful with the verbs, with the structures. Okay. Vocabulary, of course, if you are using a word out of the context. Okay, so vocabulary is going to be there. Or if you mentioned a word in Spanish, remember that's not an option. If you say something in Spanish, that is going to affect you in the vocabulary area. Proper names, we don't change them. For example, if you, I can say, I live in La Paz. La Paz doesn't change. If you say, I live in the Peace, no, that's not necessary. Proper names, they don't change. That the only things that you can say in Spanish, but the rest in English. And the last aspect that I'm going to evaluate is the pronunciation. Okay, so if you have a word that you don't know how to say, you don't know exactly the pronunciation, go to the dictionary, listen to the pronunciation, and then practice it and record it yourself. So these are the aspects that I'm going to evaluate. Imagine that you send the audio and you have excellent in everything. Okay, that will be your score. You just have to sum up the points. Okay, and of course, at the end of the evaluation, I'm going to send the feedback. Okay, with your score, you can see what the aspects that you need to improve, and that's all. Do you have any question, everybody, about this speaking evaluation? Yes? No? Is it clear? Okay, I'm going to send this information on WhatsApp's group at the end of the class so you can have it, and I will remembering you, okay, so you don't forget. So that is the first speaking evaluation. By the end of the unit number 2, we are going to have another speaking evaluation. By the end of the unit number 3, 2, and so on and so on. Okay. Now, if you don't have any question about the evaluation, let's start with the topic that we had for today. And we are going to discuss about countables and uncountable nouns. I know that you already know this topic, so we are going to focus more on expressions of quantities. This is just like a review, okay? So we are going to see this topic. We are going to complete some exercises. Please, if you have a question or if you have, this topic is not so clear for you, just let me know. Okay, let's start with the countables, but Okay. What is the difference between the countables and the uncountables? Easy question. Uh-huh. Volunteer, difference between countables and uncountables. Oh my goodness. Hello, is anybody there? Uh-huh. Nobody? Do you remember this topic, countables and uncountables?
Maybe the difference that the word we use them with. For example, countable we use countable nouns are used with many and uncountable with much.
Exactly, that's a good example. So, countables are the words that we can count. For example, eggs. Can we count the eggs? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oranges. Can I count the oranges?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What else? Can you give me another example of things that I can count?
Apples, trees.
Ah, very good. What else? Can I count people?
Yes.
Yes. Cars, books, those things are countable. So what we can remember about this topic when we are talking about the countables is the countables can be in singular or plural. Simple. You can say egg or eggs. You can say orange or oranges. So the countables have that characteristics. They can be plural or singular. When a countable noun is singular, what happens? We can use a, an, we can use the article the, my, this, one, etc. So normally when we are using singulars, we always add some of these words or phrases before that noun, okay? And what happens with the plurals? With the plurals, we can use some specific phrases like some, any, many, as your classmate was saying. And with the uncountable, we use different ones. So let's see the difference between the uncountables. What happens with the uncountables? Can you give me examples of uncountable nouns?
Water,
Rice.
Water, rice, yes, we cannot count them. So what happens? For example, look, I have bread. We cannot count bread. And when we have uncountables, the uncountables, and this is something that you had to remember, we don't have plural form for the uncountables. The uncountable nouns, they are always in singular. Always. So you cannot say two breads. We cannot say waters, rices. We cannot say that. So uncountables, they are always in singular. Okay? And for the uncountables, also we can use some phrases specifically. And we are going to see what phrases are for the countable and which ones are for the uncountables. Now, can I say something like, I drink a water? Can I say that?
No.
No.
Never, right? So when we are using uncountables, remember, we cannot use a or an. never. What we can do is use like a container. Can I say I drink a glass of water? Can I say that?
Yes.
In
Yes.
that case, yes. We are counting the containers. Okay. Now, is it clear the difference between the countables and the uncountables? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see some of the expressions of quantities that we can use. We have the countables and the uncountables. Imagine that I have a little amount of something. If it is countable, I have to say a few. For the uncountables, I cannot use a few. I will use a little. Okay, can you give me examples using a few and give me an example using a little?
I ate a few grapes.
Okay, that's a good one. I ate a few grapes. Now, how about a little? Can you give me an example using a little?
There is a little traffic in the city.
Yes, very good. There is a little traffic. So that is the only difference, everyone. When we use a few, this is for things that are countable. For example, a few grapes, a few apples, a few people. But little is for things that we cannot count. A little traffic, a little water, a little salt. Okay. Now, we have the opposite of a few. What is the opposite for a few? Is a lot of. A lot of or lot of. Now, for both are the same. We can use these phrases for the countables or the uncountables. Now, the most important thing when we are talking about a lot of, this is more for affirmative sentences or questions too, but most of the time is for affirmative sentences, okay? Both. So can I say something like, I don't drink a lot of coffee. Can I say that? I don't drink a lot of coffee. Yes or no?
No,
No.
the sentence is negative.
Ah, very good. I know it makes sense. We understand the sentence, but remember, a lot of is more for affirmative sentences. So what is the word that I can use in the negatives with the same meaning? We have many. Many is for negative or questions. And this is the same with the uncountables. Okay, look. Remember that a lot of and many, they are the same. So what is the difference? A lot of is for affirmative. Many is more for negative or questions. What is with the uncountable? We have a lot of. What is the meaning? Yeah, it's the same as much. So much is more for negative and questions. Is it clear the difference between a lot of and many? Yes?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, it's clear.
we are going to have some exercises. So please, if you have a question, just let me know. Now, for countables or uncountables, we can use some and any for both. There's no problem. But what is the difference between some and any? What do you think? Any idea? Okay, some, it's more for affirmative sentences. Okay, that is something that you have to remember. We can use it for countables or uncountables, no problem. Any, it's, as in the previous example, any is more for negative sentences or questions. Okay? That is the difference between some and any. For example, imagine if I say, I ate some apples, or I ate any apples. What do you think? What would be the correct sentence? I
I
ate
some,
some apples or any apples?
Some.
Some, because it's affirmative. Okay? But what happens if I change it and I say it in negative? So I say, I didn't eat some apples. Can I say that?
No.
No. What is the correct one?
I didn't eat
Eh,
any apples.
Correct. That's the one. So that is the difference. And the great thing is that we can use it with both, with countables or uncountables. Instead of apples, I can say rice. I didn't eat any rice, or I ate some rice. Is it clear? Yes?
yes,
yes.
All right, let's continue. We have the word enough. Do you remember enough? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, this is something that we studied in the previous class. So we are not going to stop there. Just remember, enough is for both countables and uncountables. Then we have some other phrases that are a little bit informal, but they are good if you want to use them. For example, for countables, we can use plenty of. That is just a synonym of a lot of. We have a couple of, hundreds of, thousands of, millions of. I have millions of followers on Instagram, you can say. Or I have thousands of books that I want to read. Okay? And for the uncountables, we cannot use these phrases. Okay? For the uncountables, we can use, well, plenty of, a great deal of, or a good deal of. Those are more for uncountables. So this is a box that you have to remember. Is it clear, the box, everyone? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you ready for an exercise? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Only one says yes and the other one. I,
Maybe.
I think some of you are sleeping. Come on. Okay, now before going to the exercise, remember there are two phrases that are very common, and I don't want you to complicate too much. We have few and a few. We have little and a little. So there is only the letter A as a difference. So what happens here? What is the difference between few and a few? I need a volunteer, please, for reading this point.
We use few to emphasize that there is a lack of something, and a few to mean a sufficient number of something. For example, there were few people at the party, so we left right away. A lack of people, not enough people. And the other example says there were a few people at the party, so we decided to stay. Some people.
Thank you. So what happens? If you use if you use only the word few, that means that is not enough. That means that is a little bit negative. Okay? If I say a few students connected to the class, I'm making an emphasis that is few people. So it's a little bit negative. But if you use a few, that means, yeah, a few people, but it's okay, it's not bad. So few is more negative, a few it's not so negative. It's just okay. Is it clear the difference between few and a few? Yes? Everyone? Remember, few is to emphasize that is negative, is to emphasize the lack of something. And a few is just like, it's okay. Few people, then no problem. It's just okay. That is the difference. And it's the same with a little or little. I need a volunteer, please, for reading the second point.
We use little to emphasize that there is a lack of something, and a little to mean a sufficient amount of something.
So look, the only difference is few is for countables, little is for uncountable. Little is to emphasize a little bit negative. Ooh, there's a little time. That means that it's not enough. But if you say, yeah, we have a little time, that means that it is enough. It's good. It's okay. So if I want to say it or emphasize in negative, what can I use? Few or a few?
Few.
Few, that's correct. But if it is for uncountables, little?
Little.
Yes, correct. So I'm explaining this because this is like sometimes a little bit confusing, and some people, they don't know what's the difference between few or a few. Okay. Now let's see some exercises, everybody. We are going to complete these sentences with a little or a few. For example, in the number one, I take sugar in my tea. Can I say I take a little or a few sugar?
A little.
A little.
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 A little? Yes. I will be asking one by one. So only the person that I ask, only that person will answer. Let's start with Adriana. Adriana, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, can you read the sentence number 2, please?
Richard had a few sandwiches for lunch.
Okay, everybody, do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely, very good, very good. Okay, number 3, Carlos Alexander, go ahead.
A little wine is good for you.
Do you agree, everyone? A little?
Yes.
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 Yes, very good. Number 4, Eduardo Antonio, go ahead.
I have a little time. Do you want to talk?
Okay, very good. Next one, Fernando. Fernando Ventura, can you read the number 5?
Yes, Peter can speak a little French.
A little French, good job. Jacqueline, number 6, can you read it, please?
Carlo made, oh, sorry.
Carlo made a little mistakes on his homework.
Okay, a little mistakes. Do you agree, everybody?
No, a few.
No,
A few. Carlo made
Why? Why do you think that is a few?
Because it's
Because-
negative.
no,
because
we can count the
you can
mistakes.
count the mistake.
Be careful with that. So if you have an exam, can you count the mistakes that you have in exam?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you can say I have 1 mistake, 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes. So keyword, remember, sometimes if you are not sure if a word is countable or uncountable, just remember what I said at the beginning. Look, uncountable nouns, they don't have singular form, okay? If they don't have singular, I mean, they don't have plural, so that means it's countable.
Mm.
Very good. All right, so far so good. I liked it. Let's continue with the second exercises. Oh, but is it clear? Little and a few, everyone? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on with some and any. What was the difference between some and any, if you remember?
If the sentence
If
is
for
affirmative or
affirmative.
negative.
Ah, okay. Affirmative is
Some.
negative or questions?
Any.
Any.
Any, very good. Can I use some and any with the countables?
Yes.
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 And with the uncountables?
Also.
Yes, exactly. We can use it with both. No
Both.
problem at all. Exactly. Okay. Look at the first sentence. I'm going to ask individually again. Let's start with Michelle Agreda. Can you read the number 1?
There aren't any help.
There aren't any help. Everybody, do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Very good. If you see, it's negative. Simple. In this scenario, it's not necessary to see is countable or uncountable. Not really, because we can use it with both. Okay, Paola Beatriz, can you read the next one?
Yes. Do you know any Americans?
Very good. Look, is negative? No, but it is?
A
Question.
Exactly. Okay, next one. Rafael Eduardo, number 3, go ahead.
We need some coffee.
Okay, everybody, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Very good. And Ricardo, next one. She has?
She has some interesting friend.
Good job. Look, it's not necessary to see is countable or not. Not really. You just have to see if it is affirmative, negative, or questions. Robert, number 5, please.
I didn't have some breakfast today.
Okay, I didn't have some breakfast. Everybody, is that correct?
No.
Why not?
Is it negative?
Ah, be careful. Be careful with this one. Remember, what happens if I have a negative sentence?
We use any.
Exactly. So that's what you have to remember, okay? Some is for affirmative. Any is for negatives or questions. Okay? Next one, Rocio, can you read the number 6?
Sure. He hasn't done any work for 10 years.
Any, everybody, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Totally. Very good job. Very good. So that is what you have to remember. Some is for affirmative, any is for negative or questions. That's it. Now, sometimes you can find some questions using some, but there are only the questions when you are offering something. For example, imagine that you come to my house. I will say, will you like coffee, for example? Am I offering something? Yes or no? What do you think? I'm offering coffee. So
Yes.
I usually I have heard that question like, would you like some coffee? Yeah.
exactly. So when you are offering something, in that case, you can use some. But those are the only questions when you can use some and not any. Okay? Would you like some coffee? Yes. Would you like any coffee? Not really. So remember, when you are offering, so you can use some. Those are the exceptions. Clear, everyone? Yes? Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Now, look at this. This is like a checklist. We already checked a little and a few. Understood? Great. We already checked some and any. Check. Super good. Okay, now let's move on with much and many. What was the difference between much and many?
We use much with uncountable.
Aha.
And many with
Uncountables?
countable.
Very good. Much is for uncountables. Many is for countables. Okay, let's do the exercise. Again, only the person I ask, only that person can answer. Let's start with Rodrigo. Rodrigo, number 1.
I haven't got much time.
All right. Oops. Everybody, do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Remember, time is uncountable. Great job. Walter Ernesto, number 2.
Sure. How many children do you have?
Very good. Is that correct, everybody?
Yes.
Yes. Remember, children is plural. Okay. Next one. Well, I already asked to everybody. Okay. So we are going to refill. Let's see. Walter, pick one of your classmates, please.
Maybe Rodrigo?
Rodrigo. Okay, Rodrigo. Number 3, please.
I don't eat much meat.
Much meat. Can we count the meat, everybody? No,
No.
right?
No.
If you imagine, if you go to the supermarket, can I say, give me 3 meats? Not really,
No.
right? Very good. Okay, Rodrigo, pick one of your classmates.
Fernando.
Thank you. Okay, Fernando, number 4.
There aren't many people here.
There aren't many people here. Everybody, do you agree?
Yes.
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 Definitely. Okay, Fernando, pick one of your classmates.
Jacqueline?
Jacqueline. Okay, number 5, please.
We don't have much rain in summer.
Much rain. Everybody, do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. So that is the difference, everybody. Much, uncountables. Many, countables. Is it clear the difference between these both words?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Now, we are going to combine. We are going to see some sentences and you have to decide between much, many, little, few, some, and any. Okay, so the idea is combine all of them. We already checked the difference between much and many. We already checked the difference between little and few. We already checked the difference between some and any. So let's do this exercise. Okay, here we go. But in this exercise, I want you to do it individually. Okay, so I'm going to send the link here on Zoom. Open up the exercise and try to complete the exercise individually. And you will be able to see your score. Okay, when you finish the exercise, just scroll down. There are only 10 questions, everyone. This is very simple. For example, in the number 1 says, we spent 2, and you decide, too many, too much, a lot of, I don't know. You pick an answer, and at the end, check answers, and you will see your score. Okay? Okay, everybody, open up the link, complete the exercise. You will have 5 minutes to complete this exercise, and then we are going to see your scores. Go ahead. If you have a question, just let me know, please. If you have a problem with the link, just let me know. Could everybody open up the link? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, very good. If you have a question, just let me know. You have 5 minutes. Let me know when you finish the exercise. Don't forget to check your grades to see how many answers you have correct.
Teacher, you are in mute. You are
Sorry, thank you. Okay, so I can see some of your classmates already finished. How did you feel the exercise? Easy or difficult? Easy? Difficult? Did you pass the exam? Yes or no?
Well,
Yes,
I
it
have
was easy.
I have 8 from 10. I have two mistakes,
Very good, but I mean, that's great.
but I passed the exam.
You passed it, great. How about you guys? How many correct answers did you have?
I have 8 correct answers.
In case I have 8.
8 of 8.
I have 8.
Did you copy, guys? Because I can see the
No.
same score in all of you.
No, no, no.
Okay, let's identify which sentences you got mistakes. For example, which numbers of the sentence did you have issues with?
The second and 8.
The number 2 and the number
Number
8.
Mhm.
Okay, let's start with the number 2. Don't worry, we have time. So everybody, what do you think is the correct answer here? We have much time, many time, or a lot of time.
A lot of,
A lot of.
A lot of time.
A lot of
Why?
time.
it's affirmative.
That's the key. Okay, look, many, it's impossible because it's for countables. Time is uncountable. So many, Much, we can use much with time, but remember, much is more for questions or negative sentences.
Negative.
Yes, this is negative, but what happens then? I have a comma. That means that this one is another sentence. This one is in negative, yes, but the second sentence is in affirmative. So a lot of, that's the correct one. Now, another sentence was the number 8. This is a little bit tricky questions. I need of sugar. Okay, sugar is countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Okay, can I use a little with sugar? It makes sense
I
because
think,
it's
yes.
I
uncountable.
use that.
Yeah.
I use that.
Okay. How about much? Can I use much in this sentence?
No.
No, because it's not negative.
Very good. So much, but a bit. Okay, so we got to decide a little and a bit. Be honest with you, both are correct. You can use a little of sugar. Yes. And the exercise said that a bit. That is the correct one. And why? Just because we have the preposition of. What does it mean? Can I say, for example, let me mark it. Can I say a bit of sugar? Yes. Can I say a little of sugar? Yes, but it's not so common. Most of the time, we can use little without the preposition of. We say just a little sugar. I need a little salt. It's not so common to use the preposition of with a little. We can use it, yes, but it's not so common. That's why in the exercise, they suggest to use a bit. Is it clear? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Is-
have a question.
Go ahead.
Why sometimes we mix a little and bit and say a little bit of?
Actually, the meaning is the same. If you say a little bit, it's just basically trying to emphasize that there is a tiny amount of something. It's just to make an emphasis, but the meaning is the same.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, is there any other sentence that you have some issues or questions with? No?
Not taking the number 4, but it was because I thought beer was countable, but it wasn't.
Okay, remember the key word here when we are talking about liquids, liquids are uncountable, except if you have the containers. So if you have a container, you can count them. If you don't have containers, so you cannot, okay? So in the case of the number 4, what do you think is the correct answer, everyone?
Much.
That's
Much.
one. Very good. Any other sentence that you have doubts with? No? Okay, we only have 5 minutes. Let's continue with the last exercise. Okay, in this scenario, we are going to combine a few, a little, a lot of, enough, many, and much. Look at the sentence number 1. We only have glasses. So here you have to pay attention in 2 things. First of all, in the noun, if it is countable or uncountable, and then you have to pay attention in the type of sentence. Is affirmative, negative, or question. So in this case, in the number 1, we only have glasses. We need to buy some more for our party. So what do you think? What would be the correct answer here?
A few.
You.
A few. Everybody, do you agree?
Yep.
Yes.
Why? Why do you, oops, sorry. Why do you think that is a few?
Because they have less than the required amount of glasses.
Okay. So can I count the glasses?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. Excellent. So number 2, there is 2 ice in my drink. Can you please bring me a new one?
There is too much ice in my drink. Can you please bring me a new one?
Okay, everybody, what do you think?
Yes. Much.
Yes, much.
Okay, there is too much ice in my drink. Can you bring me a new one? Actually, sounds good. Can I count the word ice? Can I say ices?
No.
No,
No.
really. All right. Can I say too many ices? Never. Number 3, I would like more sugar in my coffee, but just a little bit.
A
Little.
few.
A little.
Okay,
Yeah.
little or a few.
A little. A
A
little.
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 Why?
Because the sugar is uncountable.
Sugar is uncountable. I cannot say I would like a few more sugar. Just a little. Okay, number 4, Sarah drinks coffee. That's why she's always nervous.
A lot of coffee.
A lot of? Everybody, what do you think? Uh-huh.
Yeah. A lot of.
Okay, why a lot of and not many or much? Can I say Sarah drinks many coffee?
No.
No,
Sarah drinks much coffee? Yes or no? Can I say much?
No.
Why not?
Because
Well.
It's not negative or question.
That's what I want you to think. I want you to analyze, guys. If you see a lot of and much, they have the same meaning. So you have to think, okay, but why? Because the sentence is affirmative. Simple. Number 5, there are 2 people in this cafe. Let's go somewhere more quiet.
Many.
There
Many.
are too many. Everybody, do you agree?
Yes.
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 Yes, there are too many people. Remember, people is countable. And the number 6, we don't have just for everyone. We need to buy some more.
Enough.
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 Enough, very good. Okay, everyone, excellent job. So in this type of scenarios, just remember, you just have to memorize which ones goes with the countables, which ones goes with the uncountables. And then just remember, identify if the sentence is affirmative, negative, or questions. Is it clear, this topic, everyone? Yes?
Yes.
Easy
Yes.
or difficult? Easy? Yes? Piece of cake? Okay, I will
In some
consider.
cases,
All
we
right.
need to put attention in the
A little bit tricky
context
sometimes.
or
Exactly.
affirmative or negative.
Yeah, some sentences are a little bit tricky and we need to pay a lot of attention when we are talking. So tomorrow we are going to continue. Remember, tomorrow we have speaking class. So tomorrow we are going to see if the topic is clear or not. Okay, just before leaving, just remember everybody, the speaking evaluation, I'm going to send this information on WhatsApp's group. So start working on it and send it on time. Okay, so this is all for today, everybody. Thank you so much for being in the class. Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice
Goodbye,
day.
goodbye. See
Bye.
you.